Have you ever been so proud of an idea that you thought nothing I do could ever top this, only to be humbled when you show others? 3 years ago, I joined a songwriters group. We would come together, we'd write songs together, we'd show our songs and get feedback. At first, it felt strange to get feedback. You spend hours writing something, maybe even days or weeks, sometimes months. And when you show them, they bring up points that you didn't think of. And suddenly you're getting defensive. It was weird the first time I brought in something and others made suggestions. I was kind of like a stray cat being pet. I didn't know how I felt about it. There were parts of me that wanted to defend everything or explain why they were wrong. There were parts of me that wanted to stop sharing altogether. But over time, I realized something important. Nobody there was trying to tear my songs down. They were trying to help me. They were trying to help make them better. And that's when everything changed. The truth is, to improve, you need information. A lot of times you need outside information. If you're the only person that hears your work, that's only one perspective. You won't see problems that others can easily see. We're blind to our own habits. We don't notice when we do things over and over. We don't notice the parts that confuse people. We don't notice things that just don't land. For an outside perspective, it's sometimes very easy for them to see these things. That's why putting your work out to the world is so important. It's not just that, but also listening, being open to feedback. The funny thing is, if you ask people, they'll tell you the truth. If you really want to know, you have to be able to listen. You have to be able to take it, and you have to be able to understand that if you do take it, it's going to be better. Not everybody's right. Some feedback is wrong. But over time, you learn to be able to discern between someone's own ego and their input, their valid feedback, their impartial view. There's going to be some people that won't understand what you're doing. And that's okay. There might be feedback in that too. But if 10 people point out the same thing, then maybe you're wrong. Maybe you should change what you're doing. A good example is my first album. When I hear it now, there's so much that I could have done better. But at the time, I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever done. There's so many things I could have done better. The melody, the lyrics, the production choices, just to name a few. The reason they could be better is because it was all done by one person. I didn't get any feedback from anybody. I would show maybe one or two people here and there. But it was all made in a vacuum. It was just me. So I completely understand it, but it's going to be hard for other people to understand it. There's songs that should have been cut. There's songs that shouldn't even have been on the album. But that's what happens when you're in a vacuum and you only listen to yourself. You don't get feedback. A couple years later, I came out with my second album, Turn the Music Loud. It's a little better. It's a lot better. By that point, I'd been in the songwriters group and I'd been getting feedback and help, and I've been more open to taking help. Some of the ideas connected more, but there's still more improvement that can be done. This is my first project I've ever been proud of, so I actually told almost everybody I know to go listen to it. This is the most feedback I've ever gotten, and from that, we get to the present day. I'm writing some of the best songs I've ever written. They're clear, they're concise, they convey exactly what I'm trying to say. My improvement came from letting people hear what I had and allowing myself to feel embarrassed, putting myself out on the line, putting my neck out there. Embarrassment isn't a sign that you're failing. It's an area of potential growth. The people who improve the fastest aren't the most talented. They're the ones that are willing to put themselves out there. They're the ones that are willing to listen to what other people say. They're the ones that are willing to embarrass themselves. When I release my next album, people will find plenty of things that could be improved. And I hope they do. Because every album has taught me something. Every time somebody listens to something and they don't quite get it, or it's not quite where it should be, that's just room for me to grow and get better. I want to be the best I can be. It's important to embarrass yourself and put yourself out there. Don't beat yourself up, but make adjustments and do better next time.